Okay, let me get things just adjusted a little bit here. And, all right, it is Thursday. Hey friends, how are you? It is Philly coming to you live from Philadelphia. And we are going to try some yummy sips tonight. So let me make sure everything is up and going. Here we go. Yay, I love when things work out. I love when tech works. That makes for a happy Philly, I'll tell you, very much so.
Doesn't happen a lot.
Oh, he's being snarky today. When his wife was so friendly to him when he got home today. And I didn't even give him a hard time for being in his workout clothes because I decided I was in my teaching clothes, and sometimes when you come up from work, you just feel gross, and that's how I felt. I know you're not in the same room as me, but you're kind of, so I decided I need to change. But Hubs came back from the gym, so he has not changed, but at least we match. We're both wearing black, right? Yeah. So friends, we are looking at some sips tonight, and I haven't done one of these in a while. And one of the things I love doing, let me just get this down a little bit. 1 second, friends. Hey, Barb, how are you? Happy Thursday. It is almost the weekend, and so we're feeling very festive tonight. And before we have a few appetizers for dinner ourselves, I'm kind of doing the whole tapas thing for dinner tonight. I don't know if you ever do that, but I said to Hubs, I'm like, we're going to do some cocktails, so I'm just going to make some quick bites for us to eat afterwards, and we'll enjoy them as we finish the cocktails this evening. So we are doing some spring into summer sips. Now, you probably don't have the same problem I have when I am on Instagram, and that is I just love looking at everyone making their food. I love looking at everyone making their drinks. And of late, I've actually really enjoyed watching a few creators make mocktails. So tonight, I'm going to be trying 4 that I have my eye on. 3 are cocktails, and 1 is a mocktail. And as Hubs would tell you, but you could make it into a cocktail, but that loses the point. So, and I'm really excited for them. These are ones that really intrigued me, and so I wanted to try them and have Hubs try them, and eventually he'll show his face here. He's just kind of doom scrolling right there on the other side of the...
I was looking at the scores of the PGA Championship. Sorry.
No problem. And so we're going to get started. So we're doing 3 different cocktails, and they involve a couple different libations. So the first one, I'm going to get started right away. Barb, how was your week this week, by the way? And if anyone else is joining us, please feel free to come by and say hi in the chat. We love to see who is watching. If you just want to watch from afar, that's okay too. But be sure, if you like more content like this, to like, subscribe, and share. And let's get started right away. So the first one we're going to be making, I thought was really interesting because it had a floater, and he just perked up at that. But it's not the kind of floater that Hubs usually thinks of. It was actually a wine floater, which I was like, ooh, how cool is that? So this is by Hey Ashley K. That's the creator. And by the way, I put everything below. So if you go down to the description, you'll see the creators. You can go to their Instagram reel that shows how they made it. Oh, he might be coming over now. And you'll get the recipe as well. So this is called a Hillstone Crisp Martini. And apparently it was going viral. Now, this is the first I had seen it. So like I haven't seen a bunch of them, but that doesn't mean anything because God knows I'm not always in the loop. But I just thought it was really interesting. And what it involves is some gin or vodka, some elderflower, some lemon juice, and then you pour a wine floater after you shake. And she was even talking about how it's important to pour it after you shake because a couple of people said, well, why don't you just put it in the shaker? And she said, because that would aerate the wine and it changes the flavor. So you actually want a floater.
So 1 ounce floater, white wine.
Yes. Okay. And so this one, can I help you with that? Can I? Oh, babe. Well, it just looks, sorry if you get a lot of, you're so cute. There we go. That's a little better. You literally have this thing like, it was like an appendage coming out of your chest. And that looks so much better. Doesn't that look better, Barb? Busy and raining. Oh, yes. So, Barb, you could make this with vodka. We are going to do gin, but definitely I saw in the comments that many liked the vodka. But we are going to be doing gin tonight because, well, both of us like gin. I also like vodka, but we thought we'd try it with the gin. And what she talked about is some of the herbal notes that gin have really play well to everything else in this.
Okay.
So let's get started. So tonight, we are going to use our favorite gin. In fact, we saw this in Italy, which really tickled us. We saw Citadel, which is a French gin, and we're going to be using also Saint Germain.
It was funny. I ordered it, and the guy looked at me like I had 4 heads. Like no one had ever ordered it.
He was like, Citadel! And the guy's like, you know this? So it was kind of funny. So I'm going to have you be the ice person, by the way, when it's time to do ice, if you wouldn't mind. So actually, yes, you can actually, if you'd like to get the ice in there, you can, and we'll start measuring. So I have to show you, Barb. I have this new little thing my sister got me. She loves supporting my live stream, and this is the cutest little, oh, wait till he's done, because it's going to be noisy. So this is the cutest little thing. It's exactly 1 ounce, and how this works, and I'll show y'all, is you put it over top of your shaker, or if you're stirring, over top of your glass, and you just pour it in, and then you can tip it, and then it's like no drippy drip, which I thought was really cool. So first we're going to be putting 1.5 ounces of gin. So that means I do have to measure a half, which is, we'll see how good I am.
Well, I can get a...
Nope, I'm good. I'm good. Sweet, I've used them all. We're good. We're good.
All right.
So there's 1 ounce, and then we're going to get a half.
The death rug back here.
Whoop, that's a lot. So it's going to be a little heavy. That one went a little more than a half, and Hubs will be very happy about that, won't you, dear?
It's a good thing.
So let's put the gin over there. Then we're going to be putting in 1 ounce of elderflower. So you're going to leave that there. He's touchy. He's very touchy. So 1 ounce of elderflower. That is for my mocktail. I'm going to use the blood orange. We'll talk about that later. So 1 ounce of elderflower. And then I've already freshly squeezed some lemon and lime juice for the stream tonight. And this is actually a 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. We don't need this anymore. So we have 1/2 ounce of lemon juice right there. And then this is what we're going to shake.
Let me shake it?
You want to shake it? You want to shake it? Oh, and we need to double strain, so let me get that out. And let me get out the wine, too.
Okay.
Okay, 1 sec, 1 sec. Here we go. Okay, ready? All right. So then you're going to double strain into a glass. Now, it should be chilled. Chilled would be, like, ideal, but I didn't chill it.
The glass should be chilled?
Well, it's always nice to chill the glasses, right?
Used a big glass.
I know, because I wanted to use different glasses, so we're using a big glass for this one. Plus, we still have to put another ounce of wine in. All right, so there is, I'm going to give you this to empty. You don't have to wash it, you just have to kind of empty it. Maybe give a quick rinse would be good.
I'll give it a quick rinse.
So here we have this, and then I'm going to pour a 1 ounce floater in. So I'm going to use my little thing. And here I'm using actually a crisp Riesling. So she recommended a Sauvignon Blanc, but we had this in the fridge. And we're going to float it. Just put it on top, just like that. So again, you could use vodka for this. And we're going to be using this Riesling to try something that May got my interest peaked on earlier this week. So don't let me forget to try the little something that May, the Dane, had shared with me. And there we go. And how I'm going to garnish this one is, I'm trying to remember how I was going to garnish it. 1 second. Let me look at my notes. Yes. So I'm going to garnish this one, I think, because it's such a big glass, with a lemon slice, which is, by the way, another way you can garnish. You can always put it on the side, but I've been noticing a lot of places just floating the lemon or lime slice on top, and that's really nice as well. So this is the Hillstone Crisp Martini. So there you go. Very pretty. That nice. Lovely. Okay. And let's give it a try. Ready?
I am.
Well, we're going to need that, so you might want to just keep that handy because we're going to be shaking all night long.
Well, no.
Okay.
I'll get it.
He's going to help me out. So I'm going to try a new try. Ready? Smells really good, first of all. And you do smell like...
Oh, you're not making two? We're going to share?
Yes. Remember, we're going to do what we do. We're going to put them all here, and we're going to choose which one's our favorite.
I prefer to have my own.
Okay. So you invite him to your bar, and he's just already complaining. And I also have apps already there, which is just... Oh, speaking of which, before we try this, I have to get one of the apps out, and I'll tell you all about this one app because it's one of the things that I've done for many years. Doesn't it smell good, though?
It does smell good.
So I will say you really do get the botanicals that are in gin besides the wine and the lemon. So it's really got a great scent. So I'm going to... He's pushing me. All right. Oh.
Can't be bad.
Oh, it isn't bad.
What's in
There's
there.
nothing bad about it. It's to
So just
me.
go ahead, put it down.
Oh
I'll
yes.
grab it. I don't want
To me, it has a very light taste, even though there is a considerable amount of alcohol in that.
It smells great.
Doesn't smell really good. And so, Barb, I bet you with the vodka, it would be very delicious as well. It just would have it wouldn't have the botanical part that the gin
that's good.
has. Isn't that good?
But we make that gin and tonic with elderflower. That fancy one.
Yes. Oh, Riesling. So do I. So, Barb, one of my favorite Rieslings is Clean
I forgot
Slate.
there's Riesling in there. That's right.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, and you could do Sauvignon Blanc. I don't know if I do Chardonnay because I feel like it would. I think that has too much flavor in it.
That's actually shockingly good.
Isn't this really good?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't think I was going to like it.
It's really good vibes.
Because of the
Do you know what?
wine.
Do you know what it almost gives me the vibes of? Is that what's the one I do with Lillet?
Oh, yeah.
It's almost
Yeah,
similar
kinda,
to
because
that.
Lillet's kind of.
So I
similar.
didn't know this was going viral, but I highly recommend. This is very delicious. And I was
that
reading
is good.
someone saying that is like what their go-to on the weekends now.
I would drink that.
Yeah, it's really good and very easy. And it's also nice if you have some wine that you're kind of trying to get rid of, which is kind of cool as well. So Hillstone Crisp Martini, definite thumbs up.
And that was
Really
from the
enjoyed it.
Hillstone, San Francisco?
So yeah, it's a Hillstone restaurant, right, in San Francisco that's known for their cocktails. So Hillstone, nice job. So they're the ones that created this. So I think that was very delicious.
It looked like there were other Hillstones, but maybe.
I think it is, because I'm sure it's the one, if they said great cocktails and this went viral, I bet you it's probably the one. So thank you, hey, Ashley K. This was delicious.
Yeah, it was good.
So that's a keeper. So if you want a great spring into summer cocktail, the Hillstone Martini, absolutely delicious. The next one we're going to stick with the lemon theme. And this is I'm so excited about this. So we just came back from Italy a few weeks ago, and one of the best things was one of the restaurants where we got free limoncello at the end of the evening. I mean, how nice is that? And in any event, this is a limoncello martini. So, gotta love limoncello. So let me get the limoncello out. I usually keep it in my freezer, but I put it in the fridge just so it'd be easier to get out.
We need to buy more. That's right.
Yeah. So, and by the way, this is not as good as homemade limoncello. Our neighbor where we used to live in Jersey, they always made homemade limoncello, which was fabulous, like the best I've ever had. But Pellini, I think, is pretty good for
I think it's good.
Bigger manufactured.
Sure.
So that's our go-to. So in this, again, Barbara, you'll like this. It could be gin or vodka. We're still going to do gin because we do love gin. And it's a 1.5 ounces of gin or vodka, 1 ounce of limoncello, 3/4 ounces of lemon juice, and 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. So let me get our...
Archie's on.
Yay, our Archie, you'd like this because it's gin-based.
So where are the fries?
Oh,
I'm
no
here
fries
for the
today. But I do have some apps to share with you.
Why are we all wearing black? Did the gin
We're-
die?
The gin die. We're mourning not being in Italy. That's what it is, right, Hubs? Yes, we have. We have had some major Italy. What do you call it? Like when you're away from something. What do you call that? Like not remorse. Like where you're just sad. What's that called?
I don't know.
What's that called? When you're just
over-
like,
we're over 50. We can't.
We're just.
remember
I know. We can't remember our names half the time. Oh, Archie, I hope you're having a good week. And how's your weather there? I think you were having some really nice temps there. And Barb, can we just talk about the humidity? And it's supposed to get hot this weekend. But next week, Barb, it's going to be better, which is awesome. He didn't enjoy seeing your legs, babe. Not so much.
You enjoy seeing my knee brace? Because,
Well, by the way, we got to think of this word. The word is when you miss something. And then you, what do you call it, friends? When you miss something. We have Italy. We're missing Italy. What is that called? Okay, he's going to look it up because that's where we are. So let's get to the limoncello martini. So in this, let me get here, and Hubs is going to put some ice in here, right, Hubs? Mm-hmm. Hubs?
oh, yeah.
He's already shirking his job. Archie, what am I going to do with this fella? He's showing his legs. He's shirking on his job. I mean, Barb, do you have any suggestions? Separation anxiety. Yeah, Barb, I do think it's separation anxiety. And Archie's in crisis. Yeah, so we are having separation anxiety. I feel like that. We're having separation anxiety.
Yeah,
We're really missing it very much. So let's get started on this. Let's get my cute little 1 ouncer here that we can get all of our yummy stuff in. So to this, as I mentioned, we're going to put 1.5 ounces of gin. So let's see if this one's as good as the Hillstone Martini. 1. And let's get a little half, see if I can do better getting a half. Although I didn't do so bad because it was pretty tasty. There's a half.
Yeah, you can never go wrong with just adding a little bit more gin.
Of course, that's what he'd say, right? And then my favorite, limoncello. In fact, one of our favorite things was that place where I think we mentioned this in our last stream. That kind of spit at me. Are you not happy with me? And we had these limoncello candies that had limoncello inside.
What was the name of that place? Venchi or?
So you think we're going to remember that?
It
if
was
we can't
Venchi.
remember?
I think it was Venchi.
Venchi?
Something like that.
So now we're going to put 1 ounce of limoncello.
Sorry.
Oh, and this creator, by the way, is Join Jules. We've done a couple of her cocktails before, so thank you, Join Jules.
So what was the first
for
part?
inspiring
Gin?
me.
Gin was the first part?
Gin, then limoncello.
How much in gin? I got it. I'm looking.
1.5 ounces. And then 3/4, I have it already measured, and a little Wisconsin thing. How do we get this Wisconsin thing?
Because a guy that I knew from
From that one
work,
thing you did?
yeah,
Okay.
from school.
Okay.
He actually was a
Big
Wisconsin
W.
guy.
Big W. Okay.
And
so
he gave us all Wisconsin shot glasses.
I was wondering. I just couldn't remember the story behind this. So we're putting 3/4 ounces of lemon juice. I'll give you that. And now we only need, I'm going to use this, a 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. So let me get a 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. And of course, you all know to make simple syrup, all you do is over the stovetop in a little pot, put equal parts of sugar and water, let it all dissolve. And once it's dissolved, you can put it into a container like a bell jar.
So
a bell
easy.
jar, this isn't a bell jar, a ball jar, sorry. Like a canning jar. And then it's good to go. And it lasts for a very long time. So I'm going to put a 1/2 ounce of simple syrup.
If it was shaped like a bell, it would be a bell jar.
Thank you. Thank you for clarifying. I wasn't really sure. And that's all she wrote, 4 ingredients. And then Hubs is going to shake because he shakes it so good. Archie, close your eyes. You might not want to watch this. Okay, there you are. And this time, I'm going to do a lemon twist. Oh, it broke. My lemon twist
My
is
God.
breaking. It's
Destroying
breaking.
that
It's
thing.
breaking. Okay, so we're gonna do some lemon stripes, lemon twist stripes. I was trying to do that thing and the little strainer. I was trying to twirl it and it kept breaking. I feel like Pretty Woman versus mine's broken. Mine's broken. All right. So let's see how this one. Oh. There we go. There we go. And I have like a little squatty martini glass.
I love these glasses.
Yeah, these are nice, and these are not tipping hazards. All the other ones are tipping hazards for Philly, which is always a problem, right? And you can take care of that one. So what we're going to do, since I messed up my lemon, is we're just going to create a little arch on top.
Wow, that's good.
We're doing like a little Picasso.
It looks good.
There we go. Doesn't that look nice?
Well, not really.
Where's my little? Oh, here it is. So here we have the Limoncello Martini. Let me show you all. Limoncello Martini, beautiful yellow. What a great color. Isn't that gorgeous? So you can see that, how nice that looks. All right.
You go first.
All right, let's see. Let me smell it first. Oh, I can smell the limoncello coming through. You know you're making noise while I'm tasting.
Sorry. Just imagine if we had the limoncello that we had in Italy.
Oh.
Or Susan's limoncello.
Oh, that's good. So, Barb, this would be totally good with vodka. So I think the vodka would cut a little more.
I'm surprised you didn't do this with vodka. But
because I thought, why not gin? And we love that gin. But it's really good. It's a little more complex with the gin, but would be very good with vodka. It would be a little bit cleaner. Do you know what I mean? But that's very good.
It's good.
It's really nice.
It would be very good with vodka.
It would be very good with vodka.
Might actually even be better with vodka.
Really?
Yep.
I like it with the gin. But I'll try it with the vodka. And if I do, okay. Just, we gotta wait, we gotta vote. So we have our Hillstone Martini. We have Hub's phone. We have our Limoncello Martini. And now,
Are we allowed to eat anything or no?
Yeah, we're gonna be eating once we begin.
But we have begun.
No, you can't eat till we get the drinks finished. You gotta vote first. You gotta vote and then you can eat. And then I'll finish the little appy, and then we'll be happy. I made a rhyme. You can tell I'm a phonics teacher. Alrighty, so wait a second. Oh wait, I gotta catch up. So Archie said he's become a violent monster because of this guy, godforsaken iPhone 16. Hubs just got the 16 also, Arch. Let us know what your gripe is. and shake it like a Polaroid picture. Made me evil this week. It is so hard getting to know a new phone. I completely understand. I found out today that my editing app that I paid 50 euros or pounds, 50 pounds for a life membership is not on, oh no.
What's that?
So an app that he paid 50 pounds for, a life membership, isn't on his iPhone. I think can't you go to Apple and ask them to do that? I bet you they could.
Yeah.
I bet you they could go, Arch, and because there's so many of those smarties that are there, they could figure out. And
Archie,
I would be a squeaky wheel. I would definitely.
Archie, I just got the first bill for our thing came through with the new phone and with the international plan.
Oh,
and
that was a fun bill.
all that. Yeah, it was.
That was
I just
fun.
saw that hit the account today. That was fun.
That was
It
fun.
was a good time when I saw that this morning.
All right, so now the next cocktail is lime. So this one is, I'm really excited about this one. I don't know if I've ever had a gimlet. It's a basil mint gimlet.
I like gimlets.
Yeah, so, and it's with tequila, which I don't know if tequila is always in gimlets.
No,
No? Okay. So we're gonna,
that's not a gimlet.
well, Christy with a twist called it a gimlet, so that's what I'm calling it.
Huh.
Huh. Learn something new every day. You know what? What I feel like we can't gatekeep things. We've got to be open and try new things, and we need ice.
Oh.
We need ice,
Oh
love.
shoot, I got it.
So, actually, I need to do something before we get ice. So I need to do something before you do that. I need to muddle. I'm muddling in 2 of the drinks tonight, and this is
You
one.
muddling in this?
I'm muddling it. Yeah. So just shake all the water out. So first thing we're going to do. This involves basil, fresh basil, mint, simple syrup, tequila, and lime juice. Now we did have a basil problem. The market nearby always has basil. It did not have basil this week, and they said there was a run on it this weekend. And unfortunately, I was not able to get there.
Why was there a run
on
on
the other
basil?
day? I don't know. It was a nice weekend. I guess everyone was making caprese or whatnot. They just flat out of their basil.
Seriously.
Seriously. I would not lie. So I'm going to be using some frozen basil, which will probably disintegrate in it, but at least it'll give some flavor. And I'm going to be putting in some fresh mint. So I'm going to get some fresh mint in here. At least I have some fresh mint. Got a little wilty waiting out here. And they also said if you just have mint, like that would be fine too. So this one will probably be a little mint heavy. But I'm going to get some basil in there. I think that's fine. And I might use one of those for my garnish, but I'd have to get a new one. So now I've got my frozen basil, because you all know I always have these frozen herbs. Again, the only problem is it's going to disintegrate a bit, but I'm going to put some fresh basil in here. It's going to become basil powder, basil frozen powder, but at least I'll get the basil aroma and some flavor. And then we're going to be putting in here a ½ ounce again of simple syrup. So let me get my simple syrup opened. And this one is again from Christy with a Twist. So we're going to put that in. Let's see. And then we're going to muddle it with the simple syrup. And that just helps those flavors to kind of come through in the syrup.
So what's in there? Basil?
Mint and basil and simple syrup. So I'm going to just do a little muddling. You don't want to like tear it apart. Just push down to release the juices. Well, not juices, the oils or whatever from the leaves. And then I am actually going to have you rinse this because I'm going to need this rinsed. I don't want the mint and everything to go in my next cocktail. So rinse that. I'll need that for my next one. And then you can put, I'm going to keep them busy. Then you can put the ice in. So we are ready for some ice. And after it gets the ice, next we're going to use...
You want the ice in there over the...
Over top. Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Seems weird.
It's not weird. Then we're going to be adding our 2½ ounces tequila.
I hate our ice maker.
Oh, you've never had tequila. Oh, he found an iceberg in our ice maker creates icebergs besides ice. So that's interesting. Then we're going to be adding 2½ ounces of tequila, as well as 0.75, 3¾ ounces of fresh lime juice. And again, for all these, you always want to do fresh. Don't use the stuff that's either in the little limes and lemons or, you know, in a bottle. Like that is not going to be adequate. All right, so let me get this, my little contraption. We need 2½ of these. So, Barb, never tequila. Well, I will say Altos is one of our favorite tequilas. So if you start with a tequila, I would highly recommend that. And it's also not a bad price, which is great.
You were not a tequila
Well,
fan.
I got sick on tequila in college. What a shocker. So that gave me like tequila. And then after enough time passed and I had a proper drink that was actually yummy instead of a shot with the lime and the salt, I was like, oh, I actually like tequila. I just needed some time.
So how do you do the shot with the salt and the...
I don't know, because that was a long time ago. So then we're going to put in our 3/4 ounces of lime juice. He wants to get me in trouble now. I can see exactly where he's going. And now Hubs is going to do some shake or shake. And can I have the strainer so I'm ready? Please. Thank you. And we're going to put it in this nice little... Archie said I paid $1,500 for the phone, but the SIM card is really cheap at $18 a month. And tequila is the chosen drink of sex therapists, so I've heard. Oh, yes? Is that what you've heard, Arch? And then we're going to double strain it, and the double straining catches especially all of my crushed basil. Oh, it's actually kind of cool because it leaves a little bit in there.
Cool.
It almost looks like glitter, basil glitter. How cool is that? I'm not saying I recommend you freeze your basil before you use it, but it does make for kind of a cool look. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to have to bring you over to see it. Here you go. Can you rinse that? And then I'm going to use a little lime wheel, thin lime wheel again, and we're going to put that right in the middle.
That's kind of cool looking.
It is cool. Wait, my lime disappeared.
It sank.
It sank. My lime sank. Well, I wonder why that happened. Isn't that interesting? Let me show you this little thing because it's really kind of cool.
It's a physics lesson
Let me
at
bring
some
you around.
point.
Look at this, friends. See the little specks? Isn't that cool? It actually looks really cool. And that you're going to find out about in just a bit.
In your teeth.
That's one of our appetizers tonight. I've been making that one for years. All right. So our lime sank, and again, and we're a little drippy here. Can you hand me the washcloth? So our third cocktail again is the basil mint gimlet, and let me show y'all this way. And the lime sank, which is a little sad, makes me a little sad. And let me smell. Ooh, you really can smell everything. Very nice. And give it a taste. Oh.
Oh, good or bad?
No, good, but like it's not, it's very cool and refreshing. It's because I think the mint and the basil, I actually wouldn't if you can, I wouldn't leave either out because I think the mix of them is really unique. I actually really like that.
Where's the lime?
The thing that's interesting to me about it though is it kind of is reminiscent of that one drink that I make with the cinnamon simple syrup, except for there's no cinnamon. Isn't that cool? I mean, literally cool with like the mint. What I like is that I
like that much better than I thought I was going to like it.
Yeah, but doesn't it kind of remind you a little bit of that one? So the one that we made called
Did you put simple syrup in there?
Crimson and Clover, from a place that has now closed called Heritage, had this cocktail that was tequila, lemon juice, and a strong cinnamon simple syrup. And it's my favorite like fall winter cocktail. This is kind of like the summer sister of that. So you're not using cinnamon, you're using the fresh herbs of mint and basil, but you're still having lemon juice and simple syrup. So it's like the same concept with tequila. It's just a kind of a cooler, more spring summery.
That's a very good description.
Yeah, really like that. I'm really sad still that my lime has fallen because I've done that before and it stayed up. I don't know why it's fallen there. So the cocktails, I gotta tell you, they're striking, no, they're not striking out. They're all hitting out of the ballpark. Like, this is gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to put these in a number. Oh, keep this here. Now the mocktail. So, mocktail.
That'll be last.
The mocktail is by Mocktail Girly. She makes great mocktails. She's a good follow. And she made a strawberry thyme spritz. And what I liked about this is that it used a couple different elements to really kind of heighten the experience. Because you know what, when you have a mocktail, you want to still have a good experience. You don't want it to be like, oh man, this is just some soda over ice. You want it to be special, fancy even. Like, that's important. And by the way, this is the thing we're not going to forget after the mocktail. This is something I got to try that May had showed me an idea about. Yeah. So in here, what we're going to be doing, and we need everything. We need the muddler. we need the shaker. We're going to be shaking too, which is always nice when you can do some of the things that we do with regular cocktails. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be muddling some strawberries with honey and lemon. So I've cut 4 strawberries up, and also, yes, honey and lemon. Okay, I just want to make sure. So we're going to put the strawberries in the bottom, and then I'm going to take my honey, and I'm just going to guesstimate. It's going to be a ½ ounce, so I'm going to guesstimate a ½ ounce. I think that's it. We shall see. And then we're going to take the lemon juice, which is a ½ ounce of lemon juice, and then we're going to muddle. And this, we do want to squish them.
Get all the juice out.
Yes, and you know what? Actually, we're not going to be shaking. I just realized it. We're not shaking, but we are muddling. And so, yes, and then we're going to strain it so that we can get all the mixture made. And what this enables to happen is, because honey sometimes in drinks can kind of stick together because it's more viscous. So this enables it to kind of get dissolved through the mixture. And we have our little strainer, love. You have my little strainer? My little strainer?
Strainer. Oh, there it is.
Okay. So then in here, hopefully you can all see this. There we go. Then I'm going to give you that. And I'm going to strain this into the glass. Oh my, lots of solids. I probably should have used, and I'm going to need my muddler.
You just.
I know, but I forgot she muddled it through the strainer. Sorry, to get all the different liquids.
Don't break it.
I know. This is. I might.
You want me to hold it here?
No, I'm good.
I have soap in my hand.
I might use. Oh, the soap will be a nice flavor addition. I might use a bigger strainer than I've chosen for this. Although I hate washing extra things, or I should say I hate seeing my husband wash extra things. So I'll try to do that. Okay, so I think that's. I mean, it's not a ton, but that gives you your good flavor. And give you this.
I'm gonna eat that.
Okay, there you go. Oh, almost lost it. Now to this, we're gonna take a thyme. So we have some fresh thyme here. I'm going to take one of the sprigs, and I'm going to just run my finger through it and let those all drop in there so that they are. I'm going to get these little ones at the top. So these are adding some flavor and fragrance to the strawberry, and then to that, I'm going to be adding this. And this is
so good, by the way.
Is it good? Good.
Oh,
and this
God.
is fresh squeezed orange juice. Or you can just squeeze some oranges. It's Natalie's, which is a brand here that to some of the smaller markets provides fresh squeezed orange juice. So I highly recommend using fresh squeezed and not just like any old orange juice because it'll have better flavor. And for that, we're going to be adding 1 ounce. So I'm going to use my little finger, my little gold finger.
Oh.
My finger. It's a specific term. It's a finger. Look, I can use it here too.
The scientific
Now you
term.
do need to shake fresh orange juice, actually any orange juice. I'm going to put 1 ounce there. Now let me make sure I'm doing this right. Oh yes, I do this and then I add the ice. Okay, there we go. I just love this. Thank you, my sweet sister. This is great. Okay, so now we have a lovely concoction there. You can see that. Oh, very nice. And now we're going to be adding ice. I'm going to do the ice because I need to be careful with this. I'm afraid Hubs might break a glass or something, so I'm going to be careful.
You know, you did say that you were going to serve food during this.
No, I didn't say during. I said I'm going to show it at the end, and then we're going to eat it.
So live.
So then it looks like this, and Hubs is, of course, complaining, but we're okay with that. That's all good. And then I'm going to get, now you could use, so she, I think, used this like a soda wine. So we tried it. It's called Toast. It's not bad. It doesn't taste bad. It's a non-alcoholic bubbly. It just kind of felt like soda to us when we were doing it. So I personally would say, I mean, I don't know. I just didn't think it was worth the price. But you could also use seltzer or club soda. Now, the thing I do recommend, but I'm not going to use it today because I feel like we have enough flavor, is this brand, Eins Y Zero. They have an absolute fabulous non-alcoholic bubblies and wine, especially I think they're Riesling. So this is a sparkling rosé, and I've also tried the regular bubbly. They're excellent. I think they taste very much like Prosecco or like a sparkling wine. They're really yummy. So you could definitely use one of these, but I'm not going to use that tonight. I'm just going to use a little seltzer. I bring our seltzer, and then what I'm going to garnish it with is I have these blood oranges, and I thought that would be a gorgeous, I need a little spoon. I thought that would be a gorgeous, actually I'm going to use one of these instead. No, because I feel like this glass is so fragile. So I'm going to stir it.
Looks like an Aperol Spritz.
It does kind of look like an Aperol Spritz, which makes me very happy, but I do miss those too. Okay, so I'm going to get a nice, oh, look at that. So I'm going to use a blood orange. You could just use a regular orange, but I thought that would be pretty. Well, it's the blood orange, so it's red. And look at that. Look how stunning that is.
Looks purple.
Apparently Hubs has never seen a blood orange. So now I'm going to try this. I got a little thyme, which I didn't necessarily. Ooh, it's very good. I don't really like eating the thyme. I might use a straw with this.
This is non-alcoholic. I wasn't watching.
That's very good. It would be even better with like a non-alcoholic sparkling wine. I think that would be even better. But I just didn't want to use that tonight because I only have one left. And so I was like, is it my sparkling? Isn't that a nice flavor though? It's very light. But I like the mix of strawberry and orange.
Yeah,
and lemon.
it's good.
Strawberry, orange, and lemon. It's really tasty. Very nice. Okay. So I'm going to bring y'all over.
You were going to do something here.
Oh, right. And then I'm going to show you these. Okay, so let me move these out of the way. So in case I forget, let me put this away. So the other thing we're going to try tonight is I have a little bit of this Riesling left. And Hubs needs to move, so I'll wait till he's done. He's multitasking, I know, but I am live. But anyway. Oh, wow. So the thing that May the Dane sent me is there was this thing that you add some frozen, you guys are going to die. Hubs is going to die. You add some frozen slices.
Of what?
Of jalapeno to your glass, and you pour some white wine over top. I think especially like a dry white wine.
So it's like spicy wine.
It's like spicy wine. Now, a lot of people, there was so much hate on this post of like, why would you do this? You just ruined wine. And I was like, I had this little bit of clean slate, so I'm up for trying stuff. And I do like a spicy cocktail. I've never really felt like I needed my wine to be spicy. I'm just going to pour the rest in because I don't want to have it too little bit of wine. Well, the nice thing, I'm wondering about the whole frozen thing. I'm wondering if part of it is because it helps keep your wine cold, which is nice. And maybe part of it is that it gradually lets the spice out. Whereas if it was fresh, it would immediately let the spice out. So I'm going to give it a try. I'll give you my honest opinion. I do like a spicy cocktail. I'll say that ahead of time. And it was just a little bit less left of my clean slate Riesling. So let's try it. It smells a little interesting, I'm not going to lie.
I get the feeling I'm going to be drinking this.
No, just see what you think.
It's got some jalapeno flavor or
Scent,
whatever. You know what it tastes like?
What?
It tastes like wine and jalapeno.
So it's a pass for me. I like wine.
It's actually not bad.
But would you purposely like add some to your wine that you were enjoying otherwise?
No, but if somebody gave me, I'd drink it. I don't think it's that bad. And I'd probably eat the jalapenos afterwards. I might eat the jalapenos now because you're not giving me any of the food.
I think this is so unnecessary, just saying. So one of the things I don't like is sweet wine. Should I take this out right away so we can salvage it?
What?
The slices?
Why?
Oops. Because they're ruining the wine.
Well, okay. So, no.
I'll put in case you want to eat them.
Are they hot, you think?
Oh, they were hot, yes. I've used those jalapenos. So I just feel like, so if I don't like sweet wine, so maybe if I was trying to drink a sweet wine, which I do not like, I could put them in there to kind of offset, to salvage it, because I really don't care for a sweet wine. But they were talking about just like regular wines like Sauvignon Blanc or Chardonnay, and
I didn't think it was that bad.
I don't think it's bad. I just think it's unnecessary. I agree with some of the haters, I will have to say. And I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying I don't think it's necessary. It wasn't for me. I really love a nice glass of wine. So this made me like it a little less, which makes me sad because I love a glass of wine. So let me show you the cocktails, and then we are going to be voting on which one is our favorite. So I'm going to move this out of the way so that I can get a good shot. Let me see here. All right. Okay, so friends, here are the cocktails right here. So first, we have, this one is the mocktail, which was a, let me see what it was called again, strawberry thyme spritz. This, and now we're not going to include this one within the cocktails, because to me they're like totally different ones, I think. So it's kind of unfair to rank our mocktail with our cocktails.
It was very good though.
But it was very good. This was our Limoncello Martini.
That was good.
This was the, what's it called? Let me look. The Basil Mint Gimlet. And this one is the Hillstone Crisp Martini. So there we go. So there's,
I'm gonna clean my palate.
there's our stuff. All right. So we're gonna give it one more taste, and we're gonna decide how we rank them. Now this is hard. I think this is the hardest one we've done so far with ranking, because
They're all good.
I really like all of them. And I don't want Hubs to do anything against this one. I don't. It's not that I don't like it. I just would. It's so unnecessary. This one I think is great.
Can I just have a sip? I want to.
It's just. I love the mix of strawberry, orange, and lemon. I didn't know how much I was gonna. I didn't think I was not gonna like it, but I really love that.
Go ahead.
Okay, so let's do this one first. This is the Hillstone. It's actually almost changed its flavor a little bit.
Well, it's because no, yeah.
Okay.
It's not as cold as the other ones. No.
It's better cold. I mean, but you know, it was the first one. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I think. They're all good. Let's just, I mean, I would make any of these for company. I think they're all really nice.
That's one of the things I love that you say.
What's that?
When you say I'll make things for company.
For company. That's what we called it when we were growing up. There was people coming over, we were called company. What did you call it when you were growing up? It was called company. What did you guys call it?
I don't know. No, don't remember.
He wasn't aware. He wasn't aware.
One of my favorite things that you did. I would serve this to company.
Yeah. We would save
I would
things.
serve this meatloaf to company.
We would save things for company. Like it was like, don't touch that until the company comes over. Which company? Was it Target? No, it's not
That's
them.
just the funniest thing.
Alrighty.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
We digress.
We digress. Okay, so which one we should, let's just do first.
They're all
good. So
I would,
highly recommend all of them.
I would be very happy
So
if
this
I
is
had all of
hard.
them.
Yeah. So if you had to pick the first, like your favorite, which would that be?
I think it would, because when this was cold, I think this would be it.
Okay.
What about you?
This one.
Number 2 for me.
Part of it is because this so reminds me of the winter fall one. So
Yep.
I'm so excited. There's like a spring summer one.
That was really close.
Really
to
good.
me.
Yeah. Okay. Second.
That
That one. And that's the one. Only because this was different. And there's no shade to the Limoncello Martini.
It's just
That
so
is
sweet
it's a little sweet.
Yeah.
So let's look at it, because I think I might reduce.
You can reduce.
Because I think, let me just look real quick. There was simple syrup. So limoncello itself is sweet. Are they laughing at us?
Probably.
Limoncello itself is sweet. So I'd first reduce it. It calls for half an ounce of, and we just don't really like a sweet drink. If you like a sweet drink, keep
Well,
it.
I like sweet drinks, but not that was really sweet.
For me, it wasn't really sweet, but it was definitely sweet. So instead of a half ounce, I might do a quarter ounce
Of simple syrup.
of simple syrup as opposed to the half, and see if that helps a little bit.
I mean, it's great though.
But it was great, and what a crowd pleaser. I mean, I love limoncello. And again, loved all these, but if I had to rank them, I'd go 1, 2, 3.
I probably would have picked this one as my favorite, but the garnish was just a mess.
So bad. It's like, no, off with that drink. The garnish is terrible. So anyways, okay, so Hubs is going to eat these soon if I don't get some food. So let me just show you what we're having today. So one of my appetizers I've made for years, and it was found first in Cooking Light, is this endive, or endive, I don't know how we say it. And Archie, you probably say a different way. Appetizer that inside, I have to finish it off still. It has 2 more ingredients I need to add. Right here we have endive, we have some mandarin oranges, and we've got some goat cheese. And then these are walnuts, and all I did was toast them in a pan and add a little honey, and then let them cool down and broke them because it kind of gets hard then and little candy-ish, and then kind of sprinkle them across. And you'd want to do black pepper. Black pepper is very important. And to that, what I'm going to add are 2 more ingredients. The first one is some balsamic glaze.
I'm just eating almonds.
So back in the day when this was made, you did not find balsamic glaze, and now you can buy it. And it's easy to make too, and actually they made theirs by reducing balsamic vinegar and orange juice. But a balsamic glaze that's easy out here, I'm just going to do it for ease sake. And then you just do a drizzle. So, oh, it's really not good. It's really being a little stingy. There we go. So you just do a bit of a drizzle.
All right.
I have a big blop there, which I'm not very happy about, I'm just going to say.
We're good?
And then, and then chives. Chives is the other ingredient. Now, I don't remember if the real one had green onions or chives, but I like chives. I was not able to find this recipe online, and I certainly haven't kept it. The chives just add that little bit of oniony flavor that really help balance everything with the sweet oranges, the crispy, and the nuts. The pepper, the goat cheese, like it just really hits a bunch of cool flavors. And whenever I would bring this, like for a party or a holiday, everyone always enjoyed it. And what's nice is it's actually, so many appetizers you can eat at parties and holidays are really rich, and this one is actually quite refreshing. So do you want to, it's been a while since you've had this. Do you want to try it?
You've actually made that for company.
I've made it for company. I brought it when I visited other company, when I've been company. So want to try that? Oh, let me show, wait. Let me bring it so you can see, because it is a pretty dish. I'm sorry. I'm going to kill, Hubs is going to kill me. I'm not going to kill him. Isn't that pretty? Like, isn't that nice? So pretty and so yummy. Okay, Hubs, you can now take one. Oh, he's going to go for a big one. I knew that.
Of course I am.
Of course he is. It's just good. It's such a great mix. And honestly, you could put any fruit in. You could do strawberries, you could do blueberries, you could do raspberries. The oranges are easy. This was a winter appetizer, so it was easy to just get those. But so yummy. And then the other thing we're going to be snacking on once we close the live stream. See, Hubs, I got a nice little, almost like a charcuterie board.
Oh, wow.
With some cheese. I forget what that one is. It's some sort of aged, it's not the aged Gouda. It's like some sort of Gouda. Some cotton candy grapes and some prosciutto. Nice. So this is what we're going to be doing. And we got some of these. These are truffle crackers. They have truffle salt on them, which is nice.
I know, I've been eating them.
Oh. So, Archie, Barb, and anybody else, cheers to you. And try these cocktails. Let us know what you think. Barb, wait, too much in my mouth. We'll try some of these with vodka, and we'll let you know. Or if you do it, let us know, Barb.
They'd be great.
And we'll take a picture, because I think not this. Well, this one no, but these two.
Yeah.
Would be great.
This would be, I think, better with.
I think actually right. I think maybe even with the simple syrup that would be a little more bracing.
Yep.
Okay. So cheers to you. Have a great weekend, friends. And until we eat again, see you later. And the next one will be the Italian one next weekend, Memorial Day weekend here in the States. And I'm going to be making one of the dishes that the Nonna taught us in our cooking class, which was potato gnocchi with a white ragu. So straight from the Nonna, from Philly to you, please join us and to watch that. And Hubs will be over here because he'll be drooling, ready to eat.
Is Matt doing it?
Well, I invited Matt to come over, but I don't know if he can. And David and Carol, if you're watching, you're welcome to come over too. So it just depends if any kids can come over. So until we eat again, have a wonderful weekend. Bye, friends.
Bye.